Well, it says we're live. So I'm going. So, welcome from the crossroads of America. Talk show shooting with disabilities. But we also go to guns, politics, or anything else that crosses our mind. Answer questions from the audience, either in the chat or by email at richblackasIseeit@gmail.com. We're getting feedback off of somebody, spottedrick@gmail.com. I have a Patreon page and a one-time PayPal thing. All the other info is down in the info section down there below. So that's it. I mean, got that out of the way. Let me see who's in the chat right now. First in was Jerry Parker, then Sabrina, Jason Stewart. That's it. I've only got 3 people in the chat right now. Slow night, but then again, it take a few minutes. But if there's other shows running, I'm more than likely being quarked by somebody, even though this is my time slot. But I'm not as big as the other guys. So anyway, let me introduce my panel. Hey, Raphael, is Wheelchair Luke. How you doing?
How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me, Rick.
No problem. Then we got Will and Well Armed. How you doing?
Doing good. Found the mute button. Doing good. Thanks for having me, Rick.
No problem. Then we got Blind Shooter.
Hey, Rick. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and we got New York Outcast. New York Outcast, where are you? He's gone silent on me.
Hello, hello.
There you go. We can hear you.
Thanks for having me. I'll check the mic and see what's going on.
Yeah, we can hear you. I don't know if you can hear us. You know,
I can hear you.
Okay, then we got.
Still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm all good. Thanks.
Okay, then we got the man, the myth, the legend, Patriot in the Dark.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, gentlemen, ladies, Rob.
Yeah. All right, then we got Guns and Barbecue.
Well, since New York Outcast didn't do his typical introduction, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Then we got good old Jason Stewart.
Good evening, Rick. Thanks for the invite. It's good to see everybody.
What are we sharing here? Is that trash on the road?
River. Yep.
Is that
checking for bodies?
Yeah. All right. Let's see who we got. Who else has come in? Southpaw RX is showing up. Okay. All right. What do I want to do? Well, no, that's not what I want to do. This is what I want to do. Where is it? I lost it. There it is. That's the one. I got an announcement, guys. Can you see that on the screen?
Oh, hell yes.
Good for you.
Nice.
Nope, we're blind.
It's an M&P 15 Sport 2.
Better be careful, Rick.
It comes with a crimson Tide red dot or red or green dot with it. 30 round mag. Now I found it in the gun store for, to be honest with you, right, $750.
It's not terrible.
I don't have it in my hands right now. I just put a deposit on it, and I'll be looking to see if I can find one cheaper. I found a couple places online that are cheaper if they had them in stock. That doesn't do me any good. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't want the M-Lock handguard for that.
The what?
The M-Lock handguard. I just see you have none put here. Or is that just kind of like a brief shot of it?
Oh yeah, I mean this is where you can do what kind of gun you want.
Okay.
I mean, I can see. There you go. See, I can put that on there.
Okay. Boy,
You
that
know,
jumped that
the
price.
gun I bought didn't have that. So,
Okay.
I mean, I just put down the gun. That's the gun that I was holding in my hands in the gun store.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay, and it was $750. And they used to be 20% down, but they've gone up to 25% now. So, so anyway, all I've been doing all day. Hang on, let me get back to my chat here if I can change my window. Now, how do you stop sharing? Is there a button? Okay. Did it? Oh, I'm back now, right? So, okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah.
Outcast, what are you doing, dude?
He's walking along the river last I
Taking a
knew.
walk.
Yeah, he's walking around wherever he lives. You know?
Shit, looks like he's walking around gangland.
That's what I thought.
I didn't say he didn't live there.
No.
So,
Yeah.
Rick, you might want to be careful and say today it's getting AR-15s, tomorrow it's eating mac and cheese.
Well, I went to the Rural King. I don't know if you guys have those in your area. It's a bigger Tractor Supply store.
Like Trader Horn up here.
You know, I bought it. I got a couple of. I mean, I do have the Magpul 30-round mags. I bought 2 of those. You know, because it only comes with one. Mind you, I forgot to ask, do I get a box of ammo with it? But I'll ask when I go pick it up next week. But after me and my buddy left there, we went to 3 other gun stores, and there isn't a scrap of ammo to be found anywhere. So I got a beautiful brand new gun, but I can't fire it because I can't get no ammo.
One of these buddies at Debs can't help you out with the 20-round box or 2 20-round boxes?
Do what?
Your buddies at the diner, none of them have 20 rounds or 40 rounds they can spare?
I'm working on it. And I was working on it from this angle too here. You guys got any spare ammo? Yeah.
So that's why you invited us all in here.
Yeah, that's the only reason I invited you in. See, you guys get a better box of 5.56. Yeah.
Ammo party, huh?
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of green tip I'd be willing to let go at a premium price.
I got a bunch of 223 if you want it.
Yeah. Well, that thing will fire 223, won't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
Do we have to pay extra as an individual to mail ammo to somebody? Legally?
I think you can only send it through FedEx or UPS, if I remember correctly.
Only
And
FedEx will do it.
there's a special
Now somebody's
got to go on it and all kinds of stuff designated it as ammo. It's kind of a pain in the rear.
Some ammo. I don't remember going through all that. I can't remember how it got here, but
Yeah, it can't go through the U.S. mail.
No, but you could just put it 20 rounds, 40 rounds. You could just drop it in a regular box and send it UPS or FedEx.
you don't have to tell them what's in it. You know. But anyway, so here in Southern Indiana, there ain't a goddamn box of ammo. I think one store had some 22 LRs, and that was it. It was. It brings tears to your eyes. But anyway, where I was going with this before we get started, I've been on YouTube all afternoon looking at AR-15 videos, especially on that particular model that I got. And my God, my Amazon cart right now, I'm almost up to the price I paid for the damn gun and changing things out.
Welcome to the world of ARs.
You know, but no, I mean, I'll stick with it as stock as it is right now to see see if it's comfortable. I heard some people say that I held it up to my shoulder a few times, but I hadn't fired it. But they say because it's got the stock is a little pointy, and it sometimes it digs into your shoulder. I don't know, unless they're just trying to sell you a new stock. You know.
You can get a different stock. It's got a little piece of rubber on the end of it. Just pick out one for like Magpul. They're all a little bit better quality than
And I did find one complaint that most people have is, as you saw that picture, the forward grip or handrail, whatever you want to call it, right, has no heat shield in it. So I might have to buy a Ford thing there.
Once again, get a Magpul, and it'll have heat shields in it.
Yeah.
What about the B5 stuff? I've used those before. Those are pretty good.
So if any recommendations, if you guys want to jot them down and email me them, the links or whatever, for I can see. What else I'm looking for is I want to what is it called, a 1-point sling? That's what I'm looking for as well.
A single point sling.
Yeah. So
I use the Haley Strategic has their D5 sling, and it actually goes from 2-point to single point. It's one of the hybrid ones. I think Magpul does something like that too. Check those out. They're good quality.
Yeah.
I use also from eBay. $11 and it's 1 or 2 points. So
yeah,
I'm sure you can find something similar.
Especially
and you're probably not going to be lugging around that much.
Okay, I am putting iron flip up sights on it too, because that thing already has a riser on it, so you can co-witness them. I don't want to trust my life to just a red dot, because if the battery goes out, I'm screwed, ain't I?
Yep. Hey, if you're going to get you want the 2-point to single point sling, that's going to attach right above your hand grip. So that little plate there that goes around the extension tube and then on the back of the receiver, you got to change that out to having a ring there or a quick disconnect so your sling can attach it right there. If not,
okay. Yes, I saw that on the.
So then you'll have to have a wrench to take off that castle nut.
Exactly. That's the next thing. What tools do I need?
Well, there's a cheap sling around $25. I think it's like a Blackhawk, and it's a 2-point to 1-point sling, and it'll come with your little thing you need to put on there and a wrench to do that castle nut and everything else on an AR, and you get the whole thing for $25. It's made by Blackhawk or something. Wait a minute, I'll tell you right now who it's made by.
Okay, so I know, but if you're gonna
Max Ops,
okay,
MAX-Ops. ATAC single point tactical sling includes the sling, the adapter, and the wrench.
What was it again?
Max, MAX.
Yeah.
Space Ops. Like Operation OPS.
Yeah.
And it's called a ATAC single point sling kit.
How much?
This one was $22.99.
That's dirt cheap.
But it comes with your tools too, right?
Yeah, it comes with the little adapter thingy that slides over the back and a wrench, and it's got some other places on the wrench you can use it for some other things on the AR too.
Yeah. See, now if I got to undo that and take that stock off, I might as well put a new stock on there while I'm at it.
Well, no, it's the tube you got to take off. Okay, the stock you can just pull down on the little lever that adjusts it. You just pull that down the opposite direction, and the stock slides right off.
I'm with you. I know what you're talking about.
You can do that in just a second or two.
Yeah. Now, do I got to get me a special gun stand to sit this on when I'm working on it?
Nah.
No.
Or do I mean, Now that stand you have, Rob, is just for show, right?
Correct. It's not a workbench.
Okay.
Hey, there is a brand of pop-up sites, and they're highly affordable. I've seen them as low as $20, but up to $30. They're called either Diamond Head or something with diamond in them, and the actual peep site is a diamond, not a circle. And I think they're highly effective, easy to pop up, and they are made out of plastic, so they're backup sites, but not highly expensive, or not $100 Magpoles or something.
Well, actually, where is it? Let me find it. I found. Hang on. Where's my Amazon cart? Because I've already stuck them in there.
While you're looking for that, Rick, I want to tell you guys too that for my rifle, I don't know if you guys saw it, but they have Unity Tactical. They have a riser. I don't remember exactly. I mean, it's over 2.0 inches off the bore, but it actually has integrated iron sights built into the bottom of the riser. Now, granted, I mean, the distance is really short. I mean, you're talking about a couple inches, but I really like that feature when I bought it because, the riser is so high that you can't get you couldn't get a co-witness on it, like a lower third co-witness, because it's so high. So they actually built a small thing of iron sights into the bottom of the riser, which is kind of nice to have. Let me go grab my rifle and I'll actually put it up for you guys.
Yeah. Well, what I got in my box right now, it's called Tacticon Armament Flip Up Iron Sights. It's got a front sight adjustment tool, and it comes with a rear sight adjustment tool or front sight adjustment tool, and everything's adjustable in it, and it's good for either what's called a Picatinny rail or a Weaver rail. And that was, mind you, they ain't cheap. They're $40, but I thought, I don't want, I want something on there that's going to work. So,
I'll tell you this. You know how that was an optics ready rifle, and it just had the little place on top of the gas block to mount your sling. That's going to get hot, Rick. I mean, hot. So I wouldn't put a plastic front sight on it.
Well, no, this one I'm looking at is actually metal. So, that's what I was. That's another thing I was thinking of. If it's going to get hot, hang on. Let me move my chat out of the way. Okay, man, you got that thing sitting high.
I'll tell you what, though, the reason I found this, it's probably the highest riser that I could find, but with my disability and my ab control, I can't really, you lean into the gun like this. I had so much trouble trying to get it so that I could lean into it without losing my balance and falling over, that I found this. It's Unity Tactical. And this mount is actually, it's made more for people who run night vision, because when you cheek it like that, but it actually helps me because I'm not leaning forward to the point where if I shoot a couple rounds through it, that I'm going to possibly lose my balance. So it allows me to actually sit at a more comfortable angle and have my head better, as opposed to I'm going to use my other arm.
Now, now below the actual riser itself, is that like an iron sight?
Yep. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of hard to see. Right through here, right here.
Yeah.
That's where the iron sights are at.
Okay, I can see it.
Yep, it goes right through there. So, like I said, it's not a very long, the aperture is not long by any means.
But I mean,
better than nothing.
You're right. But, I mean, really, with that red dot sitting so high, I mean, where's the actual bullet going when you're looking at the target?
Well, I mean, have it the way I have it sighted in for mine is the way I shoot. My my ab control, my disability, as we all know, everyone's disability is different. So I have mine dialed in actually where I can hit pretty good at 50 yards because that's all the further I'm going to be shooting with this thing. I'm not shooting out past 100 yards. This is my home defense weapon. So just for what I have it as, works for me. I mean, now, obviously, when you start getting up close, like within 20 yards, the height over bore starts to mess with you a little bit.
Yeah.
But I have it. What I ended up doing was when I first got this, I got this, and then I got the CERT AR bolt with the resetting trigger. I actually used that and got the idea of how far, like how many inches above target I need to hold to actually get a combat effective 0. So that's kind of how I did mine.
Oh, okay.
But it is a very high mount. But for me, with my ab control, I mean, I want to say like this is all the further I can bend forward without falling.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, but that's the fun thing about ARs, is you can do so many things with it, and which is why it's a great platform that I like to suggest to people with disabilities because there's so much out there to do anything with.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
And then go ahead, Rick.
I said the one thing I did like about the one I picked up was it has that old school look to it, like the old, the OM4.
Oh, yeah. And then the sling, too. You were asking about the sling, remember, Rick?
Yeah.
This is the, I put it down in the links. This is the Haley Strategic D3 spring.
Yeah.
And I'll show you what it is. So right now it's in 2-point mode. And then single point.
Okay.
There's no, and then go back to 2-point. And then you can actually slack it right here to make it tighter. And there is no, it's a plug and play system, which is what I like about it. So,
okay.
Just something I wanted to show you guys. This is just mine.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yep, no problem.
All right, let me get back to my chat here. Where are we? All right. Anyway, so that's my thing. I'm more than likely I either pick it up later this week or beginning of the next week. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep looking just to see if I can find one maybe a little bit cheaper. But I like that. I mean, it was a nice looking gun, and it felt great in my hands, and when I had it up to my shoulder and stuff. And I think I must have hit the store the right time because I went in there and they have, as soon as you walk through the door. Oh, another thing about Indiana. I don't have to wear a mask in any store now, unless the store owner wants you to. There's no mandate saying I have to. So it was great going in the stores without even. I've been going in the stores without it, but I even went in some bigger stores. I went into Rural King without wearing it. Mind you, 90% of the people were wearing masks, but hey, each to their own. But anyway, where was I going with this? What was I doing? Well, oh yeah, when I walked in the store, you walk in and there's a glass gun counter right in front of you, and the guy behind the counter says, "Can I help you?" I said, "Yeah, you got any ARs in stock?" And he looked. He goes, "I'm not sure." He goes, "Oh yeah," he said, "Looks like something just came in." So we went down there, and that's how I got them. So I must have got them just as they came in. So
nice.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, Rick. if you're gonna change that front handguard or take it off, you might want to see if you can have somebody help you out. That little delta ring, that's what it's called, that you're going to push down to get that handguard apart. The handguard's going to snap together in two pieces, but that it's also going to sit in that little ring. So if there's a spring on it, if you pull down hard enough, it barely gives you enough room to get the handguards out. So you might want to see if you could have somebody help you push on that ring.
Don't they make a tool for that though?
Yeah, they do make a tool. It's just like a bent U with some rubber on it. But if you just had somebody give you a little third hand on it, man, it'd be easy.
Hey,
it's not made to have.
Men don't ask for help or directions.
Well, a tool's not required to change that, but an extra hand or some strong hands, that'll help.
Take my strong hand.
So, anyway, that's my news for today. So, I kind of liked it. So there we go. But I said I got no ammo. I got no ammo. It's really crying shame. But I'll find some somewhere. I said I asked the guys down the diner this morning. Did you guys got any ammo? They said we might, But if I talk to them one-on-one by themselves, I might be able to get a box or two out of them. That's the way I'm looking at it. Then collect the brass. I mean, there's no brass out there. There's no bullets out there. And I even went looking for a die set to reload. Shit, they're even out of stock.
Yeah, all reloading stuff that you are looking for is out of stock. I mean, from die bushings to die lock rings to the die sets to the presses to everything, it's sold out.
Yeah. I mean,
it's been that way for a while too.
Yeah, I know it has. Because I mean, every time I've gone to the gun store, my main thing was trying to find small primers. And you look at the reloading section of the stores I go to, they're just as empty as the where they keep all the ammo shelves. My friend was looking for a box of 30-30. He in one store we went to, there was one box left on the shelf, a box of 20. Can't remember the brand name now, but they wanted $25. He said, I ain't paying that for 30-30s. So
next time, just buy that box. I'll give you $25 for it.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's my news. So you guys got anything going on to do with the disability world?
Well, Ohio ACP's got a question out there.
Oh, he has?
He wants to know if you're going to mount that front sight on the gas block, or are you going to get like a hand guard that's got
if you look at it, it's got a little 3 rail thing at the very front.
Yeah, but like I said, that gets hot.
But I got metal sights.
Okay, well, there you go.
I'm going to get metal sights for it. Metal flip-up sights is what I'm going to get.
And Jerry Parker's asking, that's a Smith & Wesson.
Yes. Yeah. Hang on, where's let me find it again. Where is it? Yeah, I mean that's the configuration of the one I'm getting, what's on the screen now, for the people who are not visually challenged. I do apologize, but it's a Smith & Wesson M&P 15 in 5.56.
Are you going to change out the muzzle device at all? What is that, like an A2 bird cage?
Yes.
You going to do anything with that, or
not at the moment? I'm not.
Is that the Sport 2, Rick?
Yes.
M&P Sport 2? Okay.
Yeah.
Just so people know.
That little rail right here on the front, Jason. Okay.
Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
Hey, I was just looking through my gun shit. I have an extra sling. It's a mag pull, kind of like what I showed you with the strategic one.
Yeah.
Send me your home address, and I'll send that to you for free and see if you like it.
All right, appreciate it. I'll do that.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't doing nothing besides sitting in there. If you don't like it, sell it off or something. But it ain't doing me any good, you know.
Yeah. Now, can you see the little thing that I put up there?
I see it.
What is that?
Gas
It says
block.
that on the front. You know,
It's a little thick.
I might change out the the front handrail and put a different type up there. Maybe buy one, something like that for it.
What do you got? What's everyone's opinions on handguards for Magpul, Midwest? I see BCM. What's everyone's opinion on that?
2 people got shot and killed at this park not long ago, a couple weeks.
Oh yeah.
Well, if you get shot, we won't call the ambulance because you won't learn anything if we do.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
You said, what's everybody's opinion on handguards?
Yeah.
If you know how to shoot, then the handguards really don't matter a whole lot. I mean, if they're kind of big and bulky, it might make it difficult to grip the firearm, depending on how you're holding onto it. But
well, I mean,
otherwise,
you're talking quad rails, you're talking M-lock, you're talking key mod, you're talking, I've seen ones that, on, a 16-inch barrel, it can go the whole way out. I wanted to see, brands are different. I wanted to see what everybody thought.
I've never needed anything other than mil-spec handguards.
I pretty much ran with mil-spec too.
Hey,
I'm sorry, I cut you off, Steve.
No, he didn't. There he is. I thought you dropped that on me, Patriot. So, I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't paying attention.
I do apologize for talking about. I know you can't see it, so I do apologize.
No, I've played. It's Smith and Wesson. It's nothing. That's good.
Yeah. No, I getting myself a AR-15 squib.
Yeah, I know. You said you were finally going to get one in 5.56, and you wanted to get the Smith & Wesson one because it reminds you of your 22.
Yeah,
an AR-15 is an AR-15 is an AR-15.
But I have
he
found
just
out
bonus points with Rob. That's it. He just wanted Rob to stop picking on him about eating salads.
Yeah, I know. That is the reason. But I found out that the front handrail on this one doesn't have a heat shield in it.
If you do a lot of sustained firing, that could be an issue. If you're just shooting a little here, a little there, it's not really a big deal. But, I mean, most people take those things and just take them apart and throw other stuff on there. They treat them like Glocks. That's why I like to assemble them. You just build it right the first time, and you don't fool around with any other horse shit.
Yeah. But trying to find AR part, I mean, to put one together is hard right now.
No, it isn't. They're plentiful.
No, okay. Michigan must be different to the rest of the country.
I don't buy them locally. I always order them online. And the places I order from are most of the stuff that I would use to put one together is available.
Huh. I must have been looking in the wrong places. I don't know a lot of
the problem with buying them at a store is that they usually only carry one brand or two brands, and they're very limited. And I'm kind of particular about what I like to put on an AR-15 when I assemble it. And then the problem with buying at gun shows is you're probably buying garbage, including foreign-made parts. I've seen a lot of people sell junk at the gun shows with AR-15 parts. It's a $10 part. They want $50 for it or whatever. And I haven't been too impressed. Yeah. Now that's my experience. Somebody else might go to a different gun show or been to different gun shows where they bought everything. And, I bought lowers at gun shows. That's about it.
Yeah.
What would you think about changing out on the on your AR, Rick?
The front
Just hand
handrail.
Just the hand
Yeah.
guard?
And I think you should.
Yeah, you know, and I'm going to put iron sights on it because it just comes with the race red dot.
I just get a regular. I mean, personally, I'm cheap. I'd just go regular, but with heat shields. Because I don't think you're going to be out on the range every day with it, this and that. But if you ever do have to shoot some rapid fire, in a sense, you'll appreciate the heat shield.
Yeah.
As far as stock or not stock, that's all preference. Stock works. If you're cheap, stock works. So, and it's easier to get good with what you got and have to change it up every 2 weeks.
Yeah. As Quib said, it's mil spec is what that M&P is.
Actually, it doesn't have aluminum in the heat shield or aluminum heat shields in the handguard, so it's actually below mil spec.
Yeah, that part is, but the rest of it's mil spec, like the trigger and everything else.
If you get stock handguards with the heat shields in them, they're going to be inexpensive and a dime a dozen. The Magpul stuff isn't too expensive. Sometimes it's a little pricey. The thing about Magpul, what I've noticed is that you've got people who've never handled an M16 or an M4. They never got any military training, and they gravitate towards the Magpul because they don't have any other experience. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm saying that they're coming in from the ground floor up, and it's got to have Magpul or it's shit. And it's like, no, you just don't have that perspective. You don't have the. Not saying that the military stuff is better or worse. It works. It's fine. The other thing is about the Magpul stuff is that you can attach crap to it. And I find the hypocrisy in the community something laughable. They will do everything they can to make this gun as short and as light as possible. And then they'll hang every freaking attachment you can think of off the damn thing and make it weigh more than what they, say is too heavy for a gun. The whole ounces equals pounds and pounds equal pain. That's a load of shit. So I just think that, with the 22 being the only thing you've got any experience with, if you decide to customize this, I think that you'll figure out what you want, but stock out of the box is probably going to run just fine for you.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. But I did, because I said I was telling the guys earlier that I've been spending most of the afternoon on YouTube looking at AR-15, videos. But the M&P Sport 2, or should I say the first generation of them, they had a heat shield in them. On the 2, they took it out for some reason.
To save money. It's just a cost-cutting measure. It's like taking insulation out from underneath the hood of a car to get rid of the engine noise. It saves on components and labor on the assembly line. That's all it is.
Yeah.
No. Rick, I wouldn't do a thing to it. I'd shoot it just like it is, put some metal sights on it like you want to do, and I wouldn't change that buttstock or that front grip either.
No. I mean, the only thing I would want to put on it, the first thing I'm going to buy is the iron sights, because I want.
What kind are you going to get? What kind are you going to get?
What? Iron sights?
Iron sights.
I'm getting they're called Tacticon flip up iron sights.
What do they run?
$39.95.
Okay, so for that price, you're going to get metal sights and not plastic ones, right? Okay.
Yes.
Because if you were about to say $20, I was about to make some obnoxious noises.
No.
I think you'll regret keeping that handguard after you shoot off a couple magazines at a decent rate.
Well, yeah,
you're going to feel the heat.
So that's the whole
with
point.
a handguard. You feel the heat.
Forget it and shoot it before he decides on what he wants to change, since he's never shot one before.
Yeah,
for a lot of time. So keep it the way it is. Shoot it, and then you can change whatever you want. And I wouldn't, suggestions are fine, but until you shoot it, you might like it that way, and that's fine.
Absolutely.
But I wouldn't throw money at it unless you know what you want, And if you say, hey, this kind of feels funny, then you can start asking people, hey, why does this feel funny?
That's what I did, Rick, with the mount for my optic.
Yeah,
I shot it probably for a year and just realized that I couldn't get behind the rifle enough. And that's when I changed it. I mean, I didn't mess with it for close to a year, but everyone's different, and that's the fun thing.
Yeah, if this is a range toy or a home defense gun, it's going to be different than if you're trying to be Mr. Tactical, or it's your long range piece, or it's your hunting rifle. So it can do a lot of different jobs, and you can set it up in ways where it's better at one job than another, or that it covers a lot of bases but still doesn't do anything as well as something that's purpose built for one job. But it's kind of interesting when you watch some of these videos, you see the way the person talks about it like it's their tactical toy, and then they shoot it like it's a precision rifle. And it's like, well, dude, you're treating it one way, but you're saying it does another job. And I think there's a lot of confusion out there over what it can do or how you use it for the job that, I mean, what's your primary reason for having it?
But wouldn't the primary reason for having it also depend on the person's disability towards that rifle?
No, because I don't look at disabled people differently than I look at people without disabilities.
But the way I would shoot a rifle, Squib, would not be the same way you would shoot a rifle due to my disability. So,
but that has nothing to do with the question, though. If your rifle is primarily for hunting, you're going to set it up one way. If your rifle is primarily for protecting your house, it's set up another way. If your rifle is just for plinking, it's set up another way.
No, it's not. I have the rifle I have a couple rifles. Mine is set up completely differently than, say, my father's would be for hunting, because of the weight where everything sits. It's different.
No, you're talking about personalization. That's not what I'm talking about. That's something separate.
Yeah, I think you guys are getting cross purpose there, but yeah, I mean,
okay. For example, my sons and my wife, I put together AR-15s for them primarily for target practice. They can do other jobs, but that's the primary purpose. And each one of them, I personalized each one to their individual taste or to their height, their stature, things like that. Like I made my wife's lightweight with a short stock, and one of my sons wanted one that could double for deer hunting later on down the road. So he specifically asked for 300 blackout versus 5.56. The other one wanted something a little bit more mil-spec, but I made sure all of them were set up to be primarily target rifles. So in my experience, there's a difference between personalizing it to your body type, or to your, I guess, disability or lack thereof, or to your state's laws, or to a preference on this or preference on that with regard to money or your experience or something. And then what's the main purpose of the rifle?
Well, mine's going to be a dual purpose. It's going to be like home defense and plinking.
Yeah. Can you guys still hear me? I think, Squib, I didn't hear your whole thing, buddy.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Squib, can you just reiterate? I didn't hear you. I was trying to go outside real quick to do something, and I didn't hear your whole thing, man. Sorry.
Oh boy, here we go. Me droning on again. All right. What I'm trying to say, I'm using my family as an example. I assembled 3 AR-15s, one for each kid and one for my wife. Mm-hmm. The primary purpose of all 3 of them, the primary reason that they're using them is for target practice. But I personalized each one to that individual person. For example, my wife's is the shortest and lightest because she's small stature. My older son wanted something a little bit more mil-spec, so I used more mil-spec type parts on there, like a fixed stock and military handguards, military things like that. My younger son wanted something that he could later on use for deer hunting if he decided to get into it. So he specifically asked for 300 blackout, as he thought that would be more conducive to hunting laws in more states if further down the road. But all of the rifles are primarily set up for target practice. So I guess that's what I mean by the difference between the purpose and the personalization. Personalization is putting an arm brace on it because you're disabled. Or personalization is making it light because you don't have a lot of strength. Or personalization is making it shoot the cheapest ammo because you're a cheap SOB. Or personalization is making it in a different color. or making it like what you carried in the military.
All right, yeah, okay, I get you now.
Yeah. So, mind you, the only thing I've seen is on these YouTube videos I'm watching, from all these gun experts, the AR-15 snobs say the barrel because it's a 1 in 9 twist, on that AR, where it should be a 1 in 8.
1 in 7, 1 in 7, and 1 in 8 is most typical.
Yeah, and on the Smith and Wesson, it's a 1 in 9.
You'll be just fine with a 1 in 9, unless you're taking shots
a big deal for you.
Yeah, it's going to be ammo finicky for precision long range shooting, depending on the twist rate. For the type of shooting, you're going to be doing 100 yards or less, right?
Yeah,
you'll be fine. You can pretty much run anything in it, and you're going to be just fine. And that's what I mean by personalizing it. Okay, somebody else is looking for something that maybe they can take 500 yards all the way to close in, and Rick's saying, no, I'm never going to shoot over 100 yards. That's really more personalization than purpose built.
Yeah, and if I was going to shoot more, if I was going to shoot over 100 yards, I wouldn't be going. I mean, it wouldn't bother me if I had sort of like all 3 bullets in one tiny little size of a quarter. As long as I'm hitting the target, that's all I'm worried about. So I'm good with it. I'm happy with this. Unless I can find an AR cheaper. I said I'll put it on layaway, until I was going to see if I could find anything cheaper out there. But right now, it seems to. I mean, I said I found one just like it cheaper, but it said out of stock. I said, what fucking good's that to me? So, yeah, Squib. They want $750. So
$750, and it doesn't have sights.
It comes with a red dot.
Hey,
okay, that's what you're paying for.
Are you at work?
Yeah, why? You want me to drop out?
No. I was going to screen share it, but you ain't going to see it anyway.
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Yeah, so no, but it comes with a Crimson Tide red dot.
Yeah, it's a Squib. It's an optics ready rifle.
Yeah,
so it doesn't have a A2 sight post on it, but he has a gas block that has a little tiny Picatinny rail on top of it.
So he's going to need a front and rear sight, and he's going to have to co-witness them.
Yeah. Well, the optic comes with a riser already. So the other thing I've been listening to on these YouTube videos is when you're co-witness it, some people say do it the lower thirds, or you can do it where it's straight, the sight, it goes right through the red dot.
Absolute.
Yeah, absolute. That's the word I was looking for. Which do you guys recommend?
I use absolute on mine.
What about you, Square?
I don't red dot.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. That's just a fad. I wouldn't bother.
The only time I ever shot an AR-15 with a red dot was Travis P11's AR pistol, and I felt like I was cheating. I literally couldn't miss. So it was no fun. It was no challenge. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was, it's only the second time I ever shot a gun with a red dot, and it was the first time I ever shot an AR pistol. So that was kind of fun. Plus, it was fun hanging out with Travis. And I mean, who wants to miss? But I'm saying it was just so easy. It was like, well, hell, no wonder that's what they give these kids today. It doesn't take any work to do this.
Yeah.
I'd just recommend the absolute riser, because since you don't have a front sight post that's fixed, it's a fold down. If you don't have them flipped up, your sight pictures, that red dot's going to be nice and clean all the time. And then if you do have to use the sights, they're still going to be like in the middle of that glass as to being down at the bottom, which would be something you hadn't been used to at all. You know what I mean?
Now that AR-15-22 I had was co-witnessed, and it was absolute. And I had no problem with it,
Now on that gas block, you can put A2, triangle sight up there that stays up all the time if you want, and have a
Yeah, I don't want one of those.
Okay.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why I never wanted an AR. I didn't like the looks of them. I didn't like the looks of them with that stupid big thing at the front and a stupid carry handle like a handbag.
See, Rick is one of those people with no military background who come walking into it after Magpul came into existence. And I know Magpul was created by a veteran. I get it, right? And all this other stuff. And it's kind of like when I take my oldest AR-15 to the range and people are pointing at it going, look at that old-timey gun.
Yeah. Well, actually, if you look at the one I've got, the one I'm buying, it does look like an M4 with the roundish front handguard on it. So
I don't know.
I'd go either way, but I wouldn't shy away from one with a hand grip.
I did buy two 30-round Magpul. What's called it already? Magazines.
Outcast, what's going to be the biggest difference between the M&P 22 and this M&P Sport, other than the rimfire versus centerfire?
Oh, the 1522? You mean?
Yeah, whatever
the
that
difference
is.
Between his old gun to his. Oh, yeah, well, I mean, obviously recoil, the setup, like all your accessories are pretty much the same, except the 1522 doesn't have a buffer tube. It basically almost breaks down pretty much the same. You have the two pins, you slide the bolt out, like Rick's probably familiar with. It's very similar, but an AR bolt. So it's not very much different at all.
So you think Rick is going to transition pretty well to the center fire?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think he'll be surprised how much it's just like it. To be honest with you, except for a little louder, a little more thump, which ain't much on that. But with the handguard thing, I just want to say people hate them. Or I'm having a brain fart here.
Clamshells?
The handles on the top of the ARs. But you'd be surprised if you get one. Pay attention to how many times you find yourself carrying it with that handguard. So, yeah, it does have. You take it or leave it either way. It's just not a horrible thing.
Yeah, we used the carry handle when we were loading them in and out of crates. We used the carry handle when we had to carry handfuls of them into. You don't want to know why. And we also used the carry handles when we were breaching buildings for shooting around corners. But the carry handle was kind of one of those things where the engineers thought of it and put it on there, or it was asked for, but it isn't something that's commonly used. Now, you would think the sights would be off with the carry handle putting that rear sight so high up, but I'm telling you what, they're deadly accurate. I prefer the carry handle because that's what I had. The flat tops look messed up to me. They look broken almost. So I buy a quality carry handle to put on the flat top to try to correct its deformity. But I can understand why a lot of people like them. It's the same thing with the whole, I was never in the military, so Magpul's the only thing, and the other stuff is just old and stupid. It's the whole, my gun has to have an optic and the hell with iron sights or things like that. And you know what? It's your gun. Do what you want. It's your money. And especially if you're buying American-made products, you're keeping people working, sure, go ahead. But I'll say this. If you know how to use it, you can make the old stuff run just as good as you can make the new stuff run. Or you can make a base model mil-spec rifle run just as good as that one that you tricked out. IREC Veteran 888888 did a video, can you buy accuracy? And the answer was yes, up to a certain point. But it's kind of like, there used to be an old saying about the fighter pilot community. It's not the plane, it's the pilot. It's not the rifle, it's the shooter. Unless you've got a rifle that's malfunctioning all the time, you can make up for the lack of expensive gadgets or a lot of gadgets or the newest gadget with skill. Just look at Jerry Micklick and a revolver, right?
Yeah. I agree with you, Squib. Yeah. I mean, the only difference that my 22 didn't have a dust cover on it.
Well, those M&P 22s, are they polymer?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the
Yeah,
new one's
the
going to be
lower the
just a little heavier.
Yeah. Anyway, True Life Moon.
Does that sport does that have a forward assist or no?
Mine does, yes.
Huh.
That is one of the first places they cut money. And I think a forward assist is a big welcome. I like them.
I don't understand what it's for.
It's if the bolt doesn't close all the way, you can just reach up and hit that forward assist button with your palm, and it'll force that bolt closed.
So the forward assist has got a piece of metal at an angle, and in your bolt, there's these teeth on the side. That angled piece will grab whichever tooth is in front of it and push that bolt forward. If you're not sure if the bolt is all the way home, or if you got some fouling keeping it from going all the way home, or something else, you just tap the forward assist. Now, I've heard people on videos say that it's stupid and it breaks and it's junk, and they were never shown how to use it. And I think that's the issue. It goes right back to the skill, not the equipment. I'm not saying you have to have one on your gun to make it run. You don't. If you don't want one, don't have one. But I just the things that I hear people say about forward assist instantly tells you they were never shown how to use it.
When I was shooting that rare breed last week, it didn't have that one upper didn't have a forward assist, and that PSW really needs one. And it was showing because you would get a click and you couldn't pull the trigger, and there was no way to push it forward just that quarter of an inch or 1/16 of an inch to lock it home. So I'm pulling back and ejected a completely good round where you shouldn't have to do that, where a forward assist would have tapped it right on there and I could have fired it.
Okay, I
slap tap and rack.
Yeah,
slap tap and rack.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a question out in the chat for you, Squib. They want to know, did we talk about the word of the day? I saw your video this morning, Squib, your word of the day. Anybody else see it?
Yeah, I saw
it. No, I didn't even get a notification for it.
Squib,
someone's got to
consider
work.
yourself lucky. Consider yourself really, really lucky then.
Yeah. Squib at the gas station. The word of the day on the gas pump was squib. I thought it was funny. But I mean, they didn't use it in the sense as we know it, like a squib load.
No, because squib load itself is a round that doesn't go off, or it doesn't go off with the proper amount of powder, so it gets stuck in the barrel or comes out at too low of a velocity. But a squib can also be a device called an impulse cartridge. When you see people get shot in the movies and then the bullets and the blood spatters off their chest, they're firing that off with squibs. Your decoy flares fired out your aircraft are fired off with squibs. The halon system in your server room that goes off before the water does, so that it doesn't destroy all the electronics in a fire, that's fired off with an impulse cartridge, a squib. So a squib in that sense is either a almost like a cap, right? Or it's something that didn't explode with the correct amount of force. But in this case, the definition was a smart remark.
Yeah. So anyway, we're almost at quitting time now, guys. We spent the whole hour.
I gotta get going, buddy.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right, man. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Yep. Bye.
Yeah. I said I got a thing is that we spent the whole hour talking about my AR-15 that I'm getting.
I think you should do an unboxing video when you get it home from the store or something.
I will. I'm not very good at unboxing videos, but I'll do one.
Just go watch Squib's unboxing videos. It's like a how-to. It's great.
Yeah. I'm proof that it takes absolutely no skill at all to do an unboxing video.
Yeah. Normally when I do them, I'm holding my cell phone in one hand and trying to do everything else with just one hand, opening the box and pulling the gun out and stuff. So we'll see what we can do. I mean, I got a little sort of it ain't a camera. Well, it is a camera, but it's a camera for the computer, but it's on a tripod. That's what I'm using right now for you guys can see me. I could take that and do one. I don't know why I don't, So there we go. All right. So I do apologize to the chat that going on about AR-15 for the whole thing. But for somebody who said I would never own one, to putting one on layaway and more than likely going to pick it up later this week or beginning of next week. And it's a big change for me.
Congratulations, Rick.
Welcome to patriotism and enjoy the freedom.
Yeah. I just got to find ammo squib. There's no ammo in southern Indiana there's no 5.56 or 2.23 anywhere.
Well, I mean, at some point you'll reload for it. So.
Oh yeah, well, once that stuff comes back into. Do you know any of your suppliers that have reloading stuff for 5.56?
Because I already have it. I haven't checked. I've been looking into either dies for some older calibers or components for some older calibers. So, no, wait, I take that back. Midway USA, I know they've got bullets fairly affordable. If you just want like 55 or 62 grain full metal jacket boat tails, they've definitely got bullets. But as far as powder and primer, I haven't gone looking for that in a while. Not since December?
Okay. All right. I mean, that's another thing. I got to look into what powder to use, and it's
real easy.
What's the best weight bullet for an AR?
Oh boy, you're about to get 7 different answers.
Oh, okay.
So just worry about 55 grain and 62 grain.
Okay.
Those are my go-tos.
To go up higher, like 68 grains, 72 grains, that starts to become target ammo, and that starts to become expensive.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even worry about those.
I'm just doing plinking. I'm shooting at iron targets, maybe 20, 25 yards away, or
you can
up to 100.
55.
You can get bags of 100 bullets, 55 grain, full metal jacket, boat tail, Winchester for about $15 a bag.
Okay.
So that's a bullets. Your primer and your powder. There's all different kinds of powders you can use. And what's interesting about it is you can use some of the powders you'd use for larger rifles, like a 30-06. But one of my go-tos, two of my go-tos have AR-15 or the caliber in the name. CFE 223 and AR-15 comp are two of the powders that I use for reloading AR-15 and 223 AR-15. You can't miss it.
CF what?
CFE was it for clean for environment or something? 223.
Okay.
And then AR-15 comp, COMP, like competition. Those are go-tos, but you could use other stuff like Varget or what else have I used in it? Trying to think if I think I've used 4064 in it as well. But those two are usually available.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you find like 55 grain 223 ammo, that's just fine. 223 is just fine. It's the same thing pretty much. You're not going to know the difference. 5.56 is just a slightly little bit more powerful. But other than that, 223 is fine. So like I wouldn't pass 223 up if you've seen it for sale.
Okay, no, there wasn't any of that stuff because I went with my friend today, and it was his AR that I shot that turned me into wanting one, and he said we were looking. He said look for 223 or 5.56. We couldn't find any. Asked the people in the store if they had any.
Yep.
Some of them just laughed at us.
Yeah, I would just say too. Even if you would find it cheap or something, I would probably shy away from steel cased ammo.
Yeah. No, but I'm going to end up reloading. So, eventually. So I'm going to save all my brass. If I can get 1 or 2 boxes, I'll save the brass to start reloading.
We'll go with 223 then, because when you're going to get some 5.56 or some surplus, that's going to have a military primer in it.
And it's going to have a military. It's going to have a crimp and the Berdan flash hole as opposed to the boxer.
Rick, I'll send you some IWI 223 or 556, whatever it is. I'll send you a couple boxes. Okay. Do you need any
Yeah.
patches? Do you need any patches?
Who, me?
Rick, you need any patches to give out in your giveaways?
Yes, I'm getting a bit low.
Okay, I'll send you some patches and I'll send you some 223 556. It's
Okay.
IWI. I really like it. It's from Israel. So if it's made by the Israelis, it's got to be good. It's got to work on those Palestinians.
That's right. That's
That
right.
IWI ammo, I've used it before, and I do like it, and you can get it pretty good, too.
It's cheap and it burns real clean.
That's their M85562 grain, right?
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know. I'll let you know next week, but I'll send it out this week.
No, I think you're right, Squib. Just from what I remember, I think you are right about that.
That it's what?
It's their M855. M855 is the military, the U.S. equivalent, or the U.S. 62 grain 556 load. M193 is the U.S. military 55 grain load.
Okay.
And I think those IMI boxes say M855, so they're set up to a U.S. specification for 556 with the 62 grain full metal jacket boat tail in there.
No, you're right, Squib. I just grabbed the box. I did look at. You're right. You're absolutely right.
And
I've shot it before. It's good.
MX wasn't approved by military or isn't up to standard.
Oh, you're saying about
the MX abbreviation.
What's a military primer?
Okay, so in some military cases, instead of having one big flash hole, they've got one in the center and two smaller ones on the side. And they'll crimp the primer in there so you have less likelihood of some sort of failure with the ammunition. What I do with that ammunition, when I decap it, that decapping pin just punches right through those three holes, and I get one big honking boxer primer hole. And then I just take the chamfering tool and I put a chamfer on the flash hole, and that takes the military crimp right out of it, and primers go right in there, no problem. And it's good to go, and I can reuse it over and over again. So with 556 brass the way I do it, it's more work than with 223 brass. Somebody else might have a different experience or opinion with reloading, but I don't, I guess because I do small batches, maybe I don't mind the extra work. I will tell you this, though, if you do it by hand, your hands are going to be hurting if you do a large enough batch.
Hey, Rick, as I understand it, what the deal's going on with military cartridges and what they call the military, like Squib was saying, they pinch and they stake in the primer so that on a powerful rifle cartridge, sometimes when the round goes off, the primer can shoot backwards out of the casing or come out of the casing, and you don't want that primer falling down into your trigger mechanism and jamming things up.
Yeah,
so it's just so it's just an extra precaution for the military. Those primers are staked in there, so when you go to reload it, you have to get rid of the staking that they did so that you can reload it yourself. So like you're probably not going to find that on 223 anymore too much, but 556, if it says NATO 556 or something, you're going to run into that problem.
And when you take the chamfer tool, you're more or less just opening up the hole. You're putting a slight bevel on it and opening it up. You're not going to have a situation where the primer falls out, but when you go to seat that primer with whatever tool you use, you're less likely to have it where you just crush the primer and screw up the rim of the case. It just goes right in there the way it's supposed to. That's the whole thing. If you had industrial equipment for that, that brass can be reloaded, but they don't design it to be reloaded. When we police up brass in the military, we didn't send it off to some arsenal to be rebuilt. We scrapped it for beer money.
Yeah. But I mean, like my decapper that I have on my little press here, that would pop them out.
Yeah, but well, no. With a 223, yes. With a 556, you might have to use a hardened steel universal decapping die. You may end up bending. You've got a Lee, or
Yeah.
well, I mean, if with the
Now-
Lee factory pin for 223 is going to reform the neck of the case, so it's not going to be a straight pin. It's going to have a bulge in there, kind of a tapered bulge in it. It's really easy to bend that pin. If you use like one of the Squirrel Daddy hardened pins, then you can punch right through that stuff, and you won't be changing out pins left and right.
I know the one I use right now in my 45 and my 45 Colt is one that you recommended that in one of your videos.
You
Then
might
it should
need
be
a
the Squirrel Daddy.
Yeah.
you might need a smaller one for 223.
Yeah.
If it's-
See, go ahead.
I was just saying, when I've seen in the ones that I have, when you buy the universal decappers, there's a smaller one that'll do, like up to like 23, 25, 27 caliber. And then there's a second one that goes from there all the way up to like 45 that basically handles all of your stuff. But you're going to need a smaller one because the 223 is basically a 22 size bullet.
Okay.
Yeah, Lee's universal decappers, one size fits all. It just uses a straight pin, like on their pistol decapper. The problem is the Lee decapping rods are made out of softer steel. Squirrel Daddy's got a hardened pin that comes in a pack of 3, and you get a lot of life out of those. So if you're depriming 556, you may want to use the universal decapping die with the hardened pin, deprime it, then use the regular the Lee decapping pin in the resizing die to reform the case. So it's like one extra step, just like chamfering out the flash holes. So hypothetically, you could add 2 extra steps to the reloading process, reloading military issue 556 or military spec 556 cases. And for some people, that's a deal breaker. Some of the reloading videos I watch, people like, oh, I ain't doing that. That's too much work. It's like, it's 2 extra steps, dude, but whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we're going to wind this up. I appreciate you being here. Let's start off. Wheelchair Luke, you got any shout outs or anything?
Just to you, Rick, and all the guys on the panel, guys. Appreciate you all.
No problem. All right. Will and Well Armed. Anything?
Yeah, I'll send you a couple of boxes of ammo as soon as I find it. I'm in my ammo room now looking, and I'm missing a couple boxes. But as soon as I find it, I'll send you some of that, and I'll send you some patches as well. I've got some videos coming out this week. My family's on spring break, so I'm at home with just guns all around me.
That's what a way to be.
It's just man at his finest.
Yeah.
Dude, I've got to get me one of those, an ammo room.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
Some steaks tonight as well. Just steaks and some twice baked potatoes I made a month ago.
Yeah, man. There you go. New York Outcast. You got any shout outs or plugs? Are you finished your walk yet?
No plugs or shout outs. So just thanks for having me, and thanks for joining us, everybody.
Appreciate the camera turn on every now and then on your little walk there. Mind you, the weather down here this week, it's been up in the high 70s. I've even had my AC on a couple of days to cool my house down. My house was sitting at 75 degrees. I had to switch the AC on. It was just too hot for me. So I don't know. Anyway, here we go. Who's next? The one and only Patriot in the Dark. How you doing? Any shout outs or plugs?
Thanks for having me, Rick. I've been watching all these birds outside, so it's been freaking nice last 2 days.
Yeah, you've been
freaking 80.
At
least that's what the robots tell me.
I was a little kid when I lived in Michigan. I mean, I'm talking under 5 when I lived in Michigan. And the only thing I remember about it was the goddamn mosquitoes being as big as birds. you know. So,
Yeah.
and because it's closed down now, but I think the base was called K.I. Sawyer.
Yeah, that's why the mosquitoes were big as birds. You were up in the Upper Peninsula with that. That's where they are big. The
Okay.
coldest part of Michigan has the biggest mosquitoes.
Okay, but that's where we were, and that's the only thing I remember as a kid was getting the shit bit out of me by these humongous mosquitoes. I don't know, but anyway.
Yeah, they closed K.I. Sawyer and they closed Wurtsmith, so we moved the tankers down to Selfridge and got rid of the bombers.
All right.
That might have been so long ago, Rick, that I think their football team used to win games back then.
Yeah, I think it did too. Anyway, Jason, any shout outs or plugs?
No, thanks for the invite, man, and congrats on getting a rifle. And I'm sure a lot of people be help you out once you get it home, and decide to do some things with it. I wouldn't worry about just going crazy and ordering stuff. It's kind of like old ARs, kind of like old car parts, man. Everybody's got a little pile of parts laying around somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, Two Live Moose said the mosquito is the state bird in Michigan. Yeah, I said. I said I was under 5, but for some reason that sticks in my mind. Those mosquitoes, how big they were, you know. But anyway, Squib, you got anything?
Not really. Other than the weather's finally nice enough and the sun's out late enough that I'm able to do the show from the roof like I used to. So that's kind of nice. Outcast, I wasn't able to watch because I was working, but I thought I heard ducks. Did you feed the ducks?
No, I didn't feed them. No, I was getting growled at by them.
That's because you didn't. Yeah, they're growling because you didn't feed them. If you feed them, they will follow you around and do your bidding.
No. Next time, put some food in your pocket to give to the ducks. You know. So, all right. The last but not least is Guns and Barbecue. Any shout outs or plugs?
Well, I hope you weren't saving me best for last, because that's a huge mistake. But I remember watching a New York Outcast video last night. That was entertaining. Go check that out. Obviously, we mentioned Squib's video earlier, which, like I said, I didn't get a notification for, so I'm going to have to go seek that out. I started my own show on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 p.m. If people want to come over and check that out. And also, Rick, so I'm getting my first AK-47. Do you want to take a bet on who picks up their gun first? Because my AK is on layaway right now. I hope to have it by next weekend.
Yeah, that's what I plan to have mine within the next few days. So,
you might be.
I would imagine. I would imagine my iron sights. You know, I'm going to bite the bullet on this, so I might go ahead and order the iron sights today, for they're here for when I go get the gun. You know.
There you go. Well, I wouldn't get the horse before the carriage, because if you don't have any ammo, it's not going to do you any good, anyways.
I can hold it up to my shoulder and go pew pew pew. You know. So,
but yeah,
what pattern AK is it? Is it like a Romanian pattern, a Polish, a Hungarian? What are you getting?
It's a Visca. AK's been on my to buy list for a while, and I just never took the time to actually get one. And with the prices that they're going for right now, this was brand new at my local shop for $650, and I was like, I got to just get it while it's hot.
Yeah, Patriots is your AK man, expert amongst us.
Yeah, he even knows how to get the firing pin out of the bolt.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a funny story.
Okay.
That first video was part one and a half of 2, because the first video was like 10 minutes and the second video was only 5. But
all right. Anyway, let me say good night to the chat room. I appreciate you all stopping by, listening to me waffle on about my AR-15 I'm getting. I really do appreciate you putting up with me. I'll be back on Saturday. Yeah. I'll be back on Saturday, which is the 10th, and the quiz. The quiz. I'll draw the quiz this Saturday for the swag pack, and the question was, hang on, where is it? In the three, what's call it, the Fistful of Dollar movies, the three of them with Clint Eastwood. I want to know what his character's nickname was in the three movies. Email me at rickslife@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. Get it into me before noon on Saturday, and you're being with the thing. So there you go. All right. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I really do. I'll be back on Saturday. Oh, and last month's winners, everything's going out in the mail tomorrow. And Sabrina, I gotta mail yours. I got a deck of cards here somewhere, and I gotta find it. I know I got it, and that's what I'm looking for. And if I can find it tonight, I'll mail yours off tomorrow too. So I haven't forgotten you, Sabrina. So maybe I'll email you later and make sure I get the correct address. Maybe I wrote it down wrong on this last one. All right. I will talk to everybody later. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. And I will talk to you all later. So good night, everybody.
Good night, Sabrina.
Eat a salad.